Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to ZSR. My name is Tresco. You know me by now, and if not, you have been living under a rock for the past, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years, or you haven't been watching ZSR, which should be considered a crime, but that doesn't really matter, because we are here now, and we'll have some amazing, great OT No I'm Wrong Tournament Round 2 match up. Fig02 versus CMA, the representative from Asia, and we'll just go over to the layouts and see what's cooking here, and we also invite or say hi to the comms. Welcome, Arthur and Mopsy.
Hey, Trez.
Hey, how's it going, Trez?
I'm doing fine as always, you know me. I'm just talking shit like always, and I'm having fun like always, so just everything in the normal.
Hey, that's all good. So tonight we have, I guess, one of the highest level match so far on the bracket. Both player have 117. Oh, CMA has a 116 now. So I think this should be probably the, if not the tightest, this is probably the highest level race we had so far.
Yeah, definitely for round 2, probably the closest skill matchup of anyone.
And Fig is playing on Virtual Console, CMA is playing on Virtual Console, so there will be no routing difference or no major routing difference, so we'll be able to compare pretty accurately who's ahead or not.
Alright, and we're just waiting for CMA to get ready, and then we can already start. Please know, there is plenty of streams on ZSR this weekend. We started last night with the OTR tournament qualification race number 8, I believe. Afterwards, after this match, like right afterwards, we'll have the Breath of the Wild any percent tournament, and then right after that, there will be another round 2 match between Judo Gerudo and Bonaru, and then right after that, there will be the next OT item randomizer accessible tournament season 2, and a weekly, which will be the next qualifier. And I talk too fast, too much. Oh, okay, stop dying. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty busy Saturday for you.
I don't have to stream all of that myself, don't worry.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Alright, enjoy everyone, we are starting in around 10 seconds, and good luck.
Thanks, Trez. See you later. Okay, so we're waiting for... Okay, timer just started.
Both streams are still waiting there, so there should be a little bit of delay. Oh, they're both synced up like perfectly for me, so that is just wonderful news.
Okay,
Did they just start for you, Mopsy?
Yeah, they both just started, but they started at the exact same time.
You should probably reload the page, because you're around 20 seconds behind.
Must have been... It's because Firefox versus Chrome, and it probably slowed down the one. Either way, they're both synced up still here, now at 40 seconds.
Yeah, they're really synced, and so they're going to start having some gameplay around 3 minutes mostly. A little bit before 3 minutes, they're just gonna get out of Link's house, and then they will start collecting a couple items in the Kokiri Forest.
It's always nice when both streams are like almost identically synced up. You know, it can be hard with server locations and stuff like that with one runner in the US and one over in Japan, but looks like Twitch is doing their part to make this nice and heated.
Yeah, Mubsy, where are you? Are you on West Coast US?
I'm Canada, so I'm like Eastern Standard Time. I'm like kind of between Detroit and Buffalo as far as geographical.
You should be closer to Fig than CMA.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It just worked out nicely somehow that CMA has got like almost no delay. So not much to talk about right now, right here. We've got both players just still waiting for the cutscenes, doing a little bit of mashing in between when the text boxes pop up, but nothing too interesting happening just yet.
Yeah, just a little talk with Navi inside the house that Lynx wakes up. And then they'll gain control, say hello to Saria, and start collecting rupees and sword. So as both players are playing on VC, they will be heading to the boulder maze, grabbing the sword, and then they will need 40 rupees to get a shield, and they will escape to Hyrule Field so that they can get the Ocarina.
Yeah, I am interested to see who's going for West Escape. I assume both of them will probably try for it, and hopefully both of them get it, but if not, Pokey Escape doesn't waste that much time.
Oh, CMA opting for going under the log in the house.
I'm an under the log kind of guy myself. I think Fig is one of the underliers who goes over the log. I think more people than not I see go under.
I think it was time for any percent that you should go over, but it must be really small.
I think the inputs are easier for under, but yeah, over is probably just a touch faster.
Okay, so time for the boulder maze, in which they will have a couple side hops of detours so that they can grab blue rupees. Blue rupees give 5. And they need to collect 40 in total. They'll
That's
only
by the Deku Shield.
Yeah, they'll need 35 before they enter shop because there's 5 in the shop. Oh, Fake just grabbed a weird angle after the sword.
Let's see if that gets them about tied up. Well, Fig's still just a touch in the lead, but...
And so they needed to equip the sword because there will be 2 uses of the sword. So right now they're gonna... Oh, Fig went for the rock target. Really stylish.
Pulling out this one.
Rose water and it's a tiny bit faster, something like half a second.
Ho 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 ho! Fig almost going off of the platform there, but catches himself. That will cost him a second or two, though.
Yeah, it looks like CMA is now in the lead.
Only by about half a second or so, though.
Yeah, both getting shielded at 445. Alright, now let's see who goes for West Escape. CMA goes for it. Oh, weird camera, fails it. Fig gets it. Gets the
that's
first
gonna
row.
be some big time loss not getting the West. Does get a second West, though. No West Escape here. Can CMA pull ahead? Looks like CMA's good to get through, yeah. Oh, but does get stuck on Pokey for a second, so Fig actually does escape first.
Yeah. Okay, so both kind of failed the West Escape, but it's not too bad on Virtual Console because your sword is not going to break when you jump slash in order to get the West. So you don't have to route something that you need more rupees to get more items, which would be the case on N64, and that's why West Escape on N64 is so risky.
Yeah, it's quite easy to get the infinite sword glitch while recoiling off the wall a little bit, and you can actually go through the guard the same as you would with West Escape.
Yeah, so that's a really convenient backup. They just have to equip shield, so no big deal. Optimally, they would not equip shield yet because they just get Ocarina right after, and it would be more efficient to equip shield and Ocarina in one pause.
Because they will need Ocarina for the Ocarina dive and bottom of the well to get their bomb shoes.
Yeah, so that's the next thing that they're going to be heading to is actually getting some explosives. So they'll go directly to Kakariko Village and head to the well. I think both of them will try to go for the Kuko dive.
Yeah, there's no time loss really to try to go for the Kuko dive as opposed to waiting for Navi or anything like that, so...
I mean, you could technically go and grab a red rupee that is on the construction house, and it would save you a little bit of time so that you don't have to break the crate when you get into the market.
That's very true, and I mean, sometimes getting to that crate, or getting the rupee from the crate can be a little bit troll. Just if RNG sends the rupee back closer to the guard, you do end up having to detour just a second out of the way, but you can't roll because you'll talk to the guard otherwise, so it does lose more time than normal.
And there's a little bit of RNG because once you break the crate, then you don't really know where the rupee is going to go. Oh, the CMA jump slash looks a bit early. Oh yeah, it was.
Goes for a backup though, no big problem.
So Fig is what, a couple seconds ahead entering Kakariko, so grabbing the Kuko. And now what they want to do is getting the infinite sword glitch while picking up the Kuko, which will enrage it as soon as they release it. So Fig just failed it, and CMA gets it.
CMA does get it. Yeah, the trick is not to be actually hitting the Kuko there, otherwise he'll walk away when you try instead of picking him up. But does not waste that much time over Navi diving. Or does not save that much time. Both of them are pretty much synced up.
Oh, CMA going for some side hops. That's something I had never seen before.
Everyone here with slightly different ways to get the correct angle for the ocarina dive, but as long as you get the angle correctly, you're going to be waiting for the bubble anyways, so it doesn't really waste that much time, depending on which way you go. CMA going for inverted cam.
You have two different techniques. You can invert the camera so that you can actually look at the bubble that you want to backflip on, or you can use a cue. So the cue is mainly an audio cue. What happens is that the ambient music from bottom of the well actually goes really quiet when an enemy gets close to you, and that helps when you're doing it like Fig, which is not inverting the camera. So then they arrive in the unloaded basement, which allows them to use some water stream to actually float up to the Bongchu.
The water from the little, like, ankle-high streams along there actually extend all the way down and allow you to float all the way up towards the Bongchus. Which is quite convenient.
Yeah, it is. And then, so they're out of bounds, and when you're out of bounds, it's usually really easy to get into rooms because most walls are just one-sided collisions, which means you're not supposed to get out when you're inside the room, but if you're outside the room, it's really, really easy to get inside. You just go through. So now they're going to skip an owl by targeting the sign.
That makes Link in a busy state, and when he is busy, he's got no time for that owl.
On N64, the players have the option to actually pull stick to do this, because pulling a stick takes a lot of time, a lot of frames, and you have time to actually cross the owl trigger. So none of them looks to be going for the damage route that goes with the owl skip, so we're gonna see them bonking on the tree later. And here's the crate for the red rupee that we were talking about earlier.
CMA gets pretty good luck, the rupee goes to the right. Both of them seem to get pretty good luck there. That's the ideal spot you want that rupee to land. Sometimes it can land kind of in the corner behind the guard, and it's a little bit annoying to run there and waste a few seconds.
And now you will be both of them damaging down because they are preparing to skip a cutscene, and they will skip it by dying.
Yeah,
so
the lullaby
cutscene 1 heart.
It's about 2.5 minutes, I believe, somewhere in that ballpark, I believe. if you were to watch it, and neither runner wanting to take that kind of time loss when there's you know, an easy alternative to that time loss.
And CMA is going for the seam wall. Well, you see Fig is just going in front of that guard because at night, guards don't have such a big field of view as they have by day. It's really restricted, so you have the possibility to go through where Fig went. And usually what CMA did is what you do when it's daytime. It looks like it was faster. Quite a big lead now.
But as long as you get there before daytime, it doesn't really matter.
And I think both of them should make it before daytime.
CMA is going to be waiting in the tunnel. They're playing it super safe here. A couple pause buffers to get through there, but...
Yeah, CMA went completely ham. And they use different techniques too. Okay, guard's going pretty well for both. CMA getting a weird cycle for the last guards. It looks like Fig is having more luck. Not really.
Not that much more, but slightly better.
Yeah, he definitely caught up on that one.
Yeah, nothing you can do about the guard RNG there besides go for the frame perfect side hops, but in a race setting that's just not realistic to risk that much time loss.
Yeah, it's true. So we say frame perfect side hops because guards can't catch you if you're not grounded for 2 frames. So actually, if you do side hops, you have the possibility to just stay grounded for 1 frame, and they won't catch you even if you're just in front of them. And now Zelda is asking Link if he has the Kokiri Emerald, which he has not. Well, technically he should, but he has not. And even if you answer no, then Zelda will force you to admit you have it until you say you have it.
Kinda similar to the owl text boxes, how you just won't take one way for an answer. You have to choose the one text box to proceed with the game.
And it looks like both players are really close to each other. So CMA looks to be 2 seconds ahead, if I believe splits. And Fig is slightly ahead of PB. So as a reminder, in last race, which was not too long ago, I'm pretty sure it was this week, he beat his PB by like 30 seconds during his race.
After PBing twice the stream before that, I believe.
Oh, true, yeah.
So Fig's been on a pretty consistent tear lately, but if CMA does have the slightly lower PB, so if CMA can keep around, average with his PB, does stay in top with smaller damage.
And last year, CMA was in finals of the No I Am No Wrong Word tournament. He is a very consistent player, so definitely a scary opponent.
Just dawning on me watching both these players that I have to race one of them afterwards in the next round.
Yeah, whoever goes to loser bracket will be facing Mubsy. And do we know already from which game the winner of this one is gonna face?
I don't think that the match has been done yet, but I can check.
Okay. And so now what you just saw is them chewing themselves. So they backflip, drop a chew. The chew in the air will explode immediately, and then the hit will damage them half a heart, which will kill them, but it also pushes them into the cutscene. So they have the option to save. And so they save while having been on the first frame of the cutscene, which gives you the reward, which is the Zelda Lullaby. And then you don't have to watch it.
Yeah. So I just did check there, and the winner of this match will be against either Neko or Sean.
Oh, okay.
And I know Sean recently joined, I think, the 117 club, so he's got a pretty good time now as well.
Oh, nice.
So that one
Congrats,
could be a
Sean.
close race.
So you saw both players going into the bazaar to grab the shield. That was the whole point of getting the rupees earlier. All of the 80 rupees that they collected, that was to buy the Hylian shield. Oh, see, I mean, losing a tiny bit of time on the setup. Fig going for the safer setup. Oh, he's missing the side hop. Now he gets it.
Yeah, the pillar strat is a little... You'll know that you have a consistent angle every time. Every now and again, when you flick down on the other strat, you won't get the right angle if your joystick does something a little wonky. So Fig going for consistency here with a short time loss.
And on the fast strat also, the camera is like slightly panning over time. So... Okay, so now is another cutscene. The start of this category is pretty heavy in cutscenes. So there's the intro, and then there's Zelda's Lullaby, well, mostly Zelda's Letter, and then the Master Sword cutscene. After the Master Sword cutscene, it's gonna be much more dense in gameplay.
Yeah, the only long cutscene after this is not until near the end of the run for Light Arrows.
Yeah. I mean, Shadow and Spirit are pretty fast. Like, it's
yeah,
pretty close to the
Shadow, I think, from going in the portal to when you get control is about 1:45 on N64 anyways, and Spirit is just a touch over a minute, I believe. So much shorter cutscenes compared to some of the ones we've had to watch already.
Oh, and we didn't talk much about dot skip, as if it was like a... It's a very common trick in OoT speedrunning. But yeah, technically, to go through that door, you're supposed to have beaten the 3 first dungeons. But there's actually a little space that the door is not completely touching the wall. And with a precise side hop, you can actually make Link go through that. And the technique that both players used is right after they clip out of bound, and they just jump slash to get back in, and they're able to be through the door.
They land right inside the door and are able to just go right through it there, since the door only... Actually, I do believe the door is two-sided collision, but only from the outside parts of the wall. The inside of the door does... you know, it's kind of like a box, so you can get from inside of the door to the outside, but you can't go through the other way.
Yeah, it's a really thick door. And for those who didn't know, the guy that Link just talked to get the medallion is the owl. Well, it's the same character as the owl.
Or hypothesized to be.
Oh, is it not confirmed?
I don't know if it was confirmed anywhere. Not that I've read, unless it's in some of the lore books or anything, but I know it's not confirmed in the game anywhere.
Okay. And there's something funny that I discovered during a GDQ run, is that if you actually watch the shadow on his forehead, it looks like he has the Triforce on his forehead. And once you see it once, you can only see that every time next time.
Valiant's saying that one of the gossip zones says that Kapor Gabor is one of the sages. It doesn't say which one he is, but it's basically, confirmed to be Rauru because he's obviously not one of the other people.
And I think he has something to do with Hyrule. He's like some kind of mayor, or I'm gonna be wrong on that one, so feel free to correct me.
Yeah, I'm not sure his actual role outside of being the Sage of Light. I always just kind of assumed he was like the caretaker of the Temple of Time or something.
So Rauru should be the king of Hyrule? So is he actually the dad of Zelda? But that's not confirmed. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the king or not, but I thought he'd always be sort of like the advisor to the king or something like that. But this is all speculation. Let's get back to an exciting race now that the cutscene is over. Both players have save warped out of the Temple of Time because that's the only way, besides killing yourself by voiding out through an acute angle clip to get out of there, and it's a lot quicker to just save warp out.
Yeah, there are techniques, but they're really long. Like, save warping is way faster.
The only time you'll see things like that are in low pause tasks and stuff like that. Otherwise, there's no reason not to just, or possibly in a no save and quit run.
So both players opting to not do the Kakariko village heads, it saves a little bit of time, but during a race you want to save your bomb shoes for a trick that is later on at the entrance of Spirit Temple.
Yeah, neither runner even equipped the bomb shoes during their save warp there, so neither one of them were even planning or thinking about it for the last couple of minutes.
Okay, so we see CMA doing the Dampe race, and going on the right side.
Your times in chat. Make your predictions.
Ooh, that was dangerous. So CMA just got pushed by a flame where there was a door that closes. So when there's those doors, if you actually get through and then the flame pushes you back, then it voids you back to the very start of the race, which is a huge time loss. So you gotta be really careful with those.
Ooh, Fig getting back-to-back fireballs. Right. I know someone's gonna tell me that they're not fireballs, they're just flames.
True. I try to be careful this time. I said fireball last time.
I mean, I always thought they were fireballs, and the flame that's up from the top of them is just, the flames coming up from the ball, but...
Yeah, that sounds accurate. I'm buying it. So this race is made to get the hook shot. So that's mostly what Sheik was talking about earlier. He was telling me to go to the graveyard.
Normally in casual gameplay you would need the hook shot to enter the Forest Temple, but both of these runners have a much different use for that hook shot in mind right now. They've got a different temple they'd rather get into with it.
And you can see a use of actually getting through the door and getting back in to void back to the very start. So that's what they do after getting the hook shot.
Since we do not have the Song of Time to remove that block, and short of doing a precise trick with a bomb shoe to clip up and over that, which would actually take you back to the windmill, which is not where the runners want to be. So this is a lot faster for this route here to just void out.
So CMA successfully did the hookshot jump to get on the scene.
And Fig does as well.
Fig also.
So basically, there's some magic going on there, but during the invincibility frames, after bonking into a wall, you're able to preserve the upward momentum for one frame of the hookshot, and that allows you to go up onto this scene here.
Yeah, the main idea is that you're going to interrupt hookshotting something, and it's going to just throw you in the air because it keeps the velocity you're having in the hookshot.
CMA had a very good seam lock there. He rolled almost like perpendicular or parallel to the seam, like the entire way.
Lucky spawn for Dead Hand though.
Was able to get in a little bit faster. Sometimes rolling there can be a lot slower, but
And Fig took a little detour to 2 hearts.
a little safety height. Most likely because the upcoming trick, if you were to die here, would send you back to the beginning of the temple. And one over buffered frame on the boss key skip could send you down a pit and have you get hit by your bomb shoe, which would do a heart and a half.
Even if you make it, just costs you 1 full heart. So as we see CMA doing it, there's going to be a mega backflip in order to clip into one corner of the room. There we go. Now equipping hover boots so that he can hover after clipping. And that's gonna land him in the room that has the door that goes to the boss. So supposedly you would need the boss key to go there. But there's a technique so that you can actually skip it, which is a ledge clip and then getting pushed by an explosion. Oh, looks like Fig is using the momentum most.
Or actually, I guess a couple more frames for the drop, depending on your setup. And but 1 frame to actually do the ledge clip and clip through. So if you do over buffer this 1 frame here, which CMA does get the correct frame,
yeah, CMA just got it real
you
clean.
lose a lot of time.
So Fig is in the scary moment that he needs to buffer. I think it's 1 frame. It's maybe 2.
Yep,
okay, he gets it.
Which is always the most scary amount to go, because anything more than that 1 frame and you're going to be resetting your game, or at least I think he had enough hearts to live and just go back into the room.
It's basically as if you were back to opening the hover boots chest. So CMA getting ISG, stunning Bongo's hands, and defeating him. So both players are 1 Bongo fight apart. It looks like it's
on a dead hand fight apart on the more so it looks to be just a small amount of time between the frames. But CMA is playing quite consistent. Fig also playing consistent though, keeping almost on par with his PB.
Took some safety for I don't know for which. Oh, CMA not grabbing the heart container.
No heart. Let's see if that comes back to bite him come Void Warp time.
Yeah, it's for Void Warp. It's true that if you get to miss it, then you're a little bit locked because Void Warp is going to cost you many hearts. I think it's 1.5, or is it more?
Yeah, 1.5 hearts and then another full heart for falling down. So you'll lose 2.5 hearts doing Void Warp properly. So any extra damage to him and he will die going for it.
Then the stopless fights are going to be pretty scary, and also another thing that may cost some hearts and that you don't want to miss is going to be the statue climb, which I think CMA goes for. I'm not sure though. So a little 1.5 minutes of cutscene here, just to get the Shadow Medallion. They both do statue climb? Okay, I was not sure because CMA has been doing No I Am Wrong work for quite a bit, so he could as well have done the super slide. Okay, so if I believe splits, both runners are about 25 seconds apart, CMA being in the lead.
Yeah, according to the actual splits, it's about 35 seconds. A couple seconds for the heart, but I guess the whole bongo fight and cutscene does take a little bit of time. CMA had a much cleaner boat skip and bosky skip there, used fewer buffers, and did make a bit of a time wait for himself doing so.
Yeah, his C-Moke was really, really clean and fast too. I was really impressed. So
It can
they're
be
not...
quite hard to keep on the proper angle, but when you've got as many years of running this game as CMA, you're gonna do some things that us normal humans think is impossible.
I wonder if CMA is gonna grab a rock to get some hearts, because how for hard getting into the Bongo Cavern is not too nice. Oh, okay, he does. So those rocks are guaranteed to be 3 hearts.
Drop 3 hearts, yeah.
And so both runners are going into the Dongo Cavern, which is a child temple. Do we say temple? Dungeon? And the whole point of that is going to collect bombs, because in this category you're not allowed to do item manipulations, so you can't refill your chews. So you want to get bombs because they're way less rare than bomb chews. You can actually get drops from grass, from ormos, from pots. Whereas for bomb chews, they will only get 10 for the entire run. And they will be
hopefully.
Out of the... yeah, hopefully. They'll be out of the Dongo's Cavern with just 4. I think both runners are going to keep those 4 in order to have an easier Spirit Hover.
An easier Spirit Hover. I mean, a 4-chew Spirit Hover for any runner of this caliber should be no problem.
Oh, a little bit of an angle on CMA's side. I don't know if that was intentional. It was a little bit scary, but oh well.
I can't see it being intentional. It'd be really hard to set that up every time to have that little off skew of an angle, but maybe he's got a setup. I'm still waiting for the first person of the race to go for gainers, of the tournament to do gainers up those stairs, but I don't know if we'll see that.
I'm surprised Fig actually went for the right side. I'm pretty sure left side is faster, because in the next room you want to be going on the left. And so he could have opened the door on the left, but it's very minor. CMA getting the bombs. So let's see how Fig handles the jump. Okay, he goes for the safe setup. This jump is actually pretty lenient, but it's something you really don't want to miss. So just a side hop side roll gives you a good guarantee it's going to be working. And after the Dongo Cavern, both runners are going to head to Magic. So getting Magic was the reason that as child they picked up the Zelda Lullaby, because it's the way that you can activate the fairy fountains. And the whole purpose of getting Magic is to be able to use light arrows. This is one big thing in this category, is that if you ban item manipulations and long words, you're going to have to fight Ganondorf. And to fight Ganondorf and defeat him, you need at least 1 light arrow so that you can start damaging him later. And getting light arrows is like one very big restriction that makes the routing of no I am no wrong word.
You've been cutting out quite a bit here. I'm not sure if it's coming through cutting out on the stream too, but I'm definitely only picking up about half the words you're laying down, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
It was fine on my end.
Okay, it's
your internet.
because all the streams are working fine. I don't know, some technical difficulties, but only on my end. That's good to hear. Alright, well, both runners are magic right now. I can't hear you at all anymore, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm just not talking. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was
collecting
lag related then too. I was like, oh my god,
You
it's
scared
gone,
him,
it's even
Mopsy.
worse.
Good job.
Don't be scared, Mopsy.
I got spooked. Okay, well now both of them have magic. This is, you know, not a super long cutscene, but it does give the runners a quick little break in their hands.
So if he's not going for the Hess here, I think he's going to be playing it pretty safe. So one difference that we see is that CMA didn't have to damage one more heart. So both players are now trying to manage their health, and you will see Fig doing a backflip here and losing one whole heart to it. Is because behind this boulder is a golden sculpture, and when you backflip, you actually are able to touch it.
Yeah, this hitbox is just extrudes the rock by a little bit there if you, or maybe Link clips into the rock, but either way, Link can touch that sculpture line and take some damage without bouncing back or taking any recoil from it.
Yeah, golden sculpture.
Ooh, Fig accidentally lands on the lower platform, or the mid platform, and so he's gonna have to damage buffer here. He did not take the half a heart of damage for falling there that he wanted to.
And we see him skipping Mida. Was that 2 ESS? No, that was fine. Oh, weird angle for CMA. That was scary. So you'll see CMA skipping Moonlit by once again dying in the first frame of the cutscene. There's a very convenient way to set this up, which is so you get the angle as they did, and then you just want to be pushed by the back of the moblin, and this is the perfect distance if you hold down and pull the bomb at the same time.
Just works out perfectly that he's 4 seconds of backwalking at full speed, you know, away from the entrance point there, so no special longer setups, just touch the moblin.
And 25 seconds of difference at Minuet, CMA being ahead. And now starts a pretty heavy segment of overlord movement. This Hess in Hyrule Field is really important.
You will save a lot of time if you drop this Hess. Because it's quite hard to get the Hess again on the slope of these areas here. Not impossible, but it's definitely not something most runners have practiced, getting a Hess off of a heavily sloped hill. And it is quite a long Hess too, as you can see, so it's important to make sure that you
Fig missing 2 of it. That's pretty bad. Okay, gets the 3rd one. So also, Fig just missed 2 Hess, and that cost him 2 bombs. Well, it's not too bad. He can still make some choices to not be in a bad situation here. Oh, and we see CMA going for the Hess across the bridge. The Hess across the bridge is the fastest option because you can actually keep it afterwards.
Yeah, you can with the super slide as well, but the Hess allows you to turn this last little corner here.
Oh, his ESS just dropped instantly? I don't know, sometimes frames that don't work look like that. I'm not really sure. Oh, it looks like CMA is going for a gate skip with a low-high ground clip.
I believe he did this in the last race as well, since he does have the bombs to go for it. He isn't using bomb perfect so far.
The idea behind the ground clip is that you want to be hovering for a little bit, so he's gonna hover over with the 1 bomb, and then After that, when Link is going to be dropping to the ground, Link will have velocity downward, so Y velocity. And the bomb that is in front is here to bring horizontal speed. And both combined will go diagonally and make Link able to clip through the gate. This technique will be used also to skip the Spirit's boss key.
Yeah. Fig getting a little unlucky, the guard not instantly spotting him once he's on the stairs there.
So this is probably, I'm not sure if Fig always goes for that gate skip in races, but for example, this is a good way of saving 2 bombs that he actually wasted on getting the Hess in Hyrule Field. Yeah, as a reminder, doing the gate skip with the low high ground clip is about 15 to 20 seconds faster, depending if it's day or night.
And how your buffering is, but CMA did a very good buffering on that.
Okay, and CMA arriving at the very scary Spirit Hover.
Did CMA do a full Wasteland test? I was watching Fig for half a second, and I mean, the fact that he's already here now, I'm gonna assume he did a full Wasteland test. And it looks like Fig is opting to just run through the Wasteland right now.
Okay, so that could be a big difference. Going for full Wasteland test is like 40 seconds faster than a perfect movement through.
Yeah, it does save probably even more time than the Hess to Gerudo, as opposed to backwalking that one, but is exponentially more difficult since there's a lot more turning involved, and one small mistake in movement could have you voiding out. This part here, you're supposed to have the lens of truth and be following the ghost, but if you know the path to go, then obviously you don't need the ghost Sherpa to guide you on your way.
And that was a super clean segment from CMA, which is arriving at Mirror Shield with no bombs and no bomb chew. So he was bomb perfect and just nailed everything. Really good job.
Does not equip the ocarina there, which surprises me, since you will need that for after the temple to play the song. But maybe he plans on equipping it during
yeah, he can,
something later.
He's probably buffering the jump slash on statue climb or the B press on the actual BK skip.
Yeah, I mean that one's a 4-frame window.
Yeah, those 4 frames actually vary depending on the height that you get from the hover, which is conditioned by the timing of your side hops, of your backflip, sorry. So I could understand that he goes for like a guaranteed frame. Oh, Fig missing the Gwei hover.
Yeah, I don't believe CMA got the Gwei hover either. The Gweis have not been bros this run.
Oh, that's probably why he arrived with no bombs. Okay, just getting 2 bombs, but it's not too bad if you do statue climb, because right after that, oh, that bomb is gonna explode in his hands. Oh yeah, that's kinda bad. Alright, it's gonna be a weird cycle, and CMA is gonna lose a little bit of time in this room.
Oh, CMA's switch went back up there.
It looks like Fig is having a good spirit hover.
Yeah, one more hover.
But he did a backflip.
I don't think he could have there, no. His ears were just a little bit below the thing there, especially in a race. I don't think I would have gone for that.
He's going for it, but the Gwei didn't attack him, so it's a pretty scary situation right now. Okay, it went all good.
Fig playing it super safe, doing entering that loading zone to just in case he does fall down here. Although falling down here is, you've got a lot of frames for that jump slash there, so I don't know if that was just in case he failed the super slide.
Yeah, it's probably for that. And we see CMA performing the statue climb really nicely, and he's now going to go for the boss key skip, which is the same idea as what he did for gate skip. Oh, that didn't work. So he's gonna be wasting 2 bombs here, which is pretty sad news.
Ooh, and he goes for Naboo Knuckle Skip.
3 more bombs.
Oh my goodness, this is where it actually starts to get scary. Your bomb count really dwindling.
I wonder what is his best option to actually get bombs after that.
I mean, it all depends on if he goes for the Naboo Knuckle Skip. If he goes for the Naboo Knuckle Skip, he'll be using another bomb here, another 3 minimum in Forest. He might go for maybe the Mega Side Hop then instead of the statue or the staircase hover.
Does he even have enough to finish right now?
I believe he does. As long as you have 7 bomb chews going into Forest, then you don't have to do the Armor's Flippant for Trial Skip. And I believe he'll have... I think he's got 9 after Naboo Knuckle Skip.
Okay, let's see if Fig catches up. Yeah, Fig gets first cycle in the room that CMA had some problems in, so he's catching up a little bit of time here. And he didn't go for the skip, did he?
No Naboo Knuckle Skip. So he will have 9 bombs then. So he should have 6 entering Ganon's castle, which, I mean, if you do 3 for a staircase hover, 1 for Void Warp, and 2 for the super slide, that's bomb perfect, but,
Okay, so that's an opportunity to say, oh no!
Ooh, Fig late on the shield. Oh, that feels bad every time.
So he's just gonna avoid into the same room, so that's not gonna be that much. And he also has an opportunity to save 20 seconds over CMA if he goes for the Naboo cutscene skip.
Yeah, the scary part now
is possible for him.
It's just your health will be at minimum, you know, a heart and a half going through Naboo Knuckle Skip, so half a heart after Naboo Knuckle Skip. And that makes all of Forest Temple to the beginning quite scary.
Okay, let's see how the BP skip goes for Fig.
Looks to be good so far. Good height on the hovers. Perfect.
Really nice. So he's also saving a little bit of time over CMA here because CMA had to reset up the hover 3 times. So I guess that's a good 15 or even 20 seconds here. And we'll see if he goes for Naboo cutscene skip, which could help him catch up quite a bit. CMA is about to start the Twin Rover fight. There's quite a bit of RNG involved in here, especially in terms of when they're going to start shooting and what their movement is going to be. Wish him good luck.
I've had really good luck with ESSing out of the opening there, and the last like 3 times I've tried just ESSing, I think left off at the start of the fight, I've always got an instant shot from the one person there, so I'm hoping that's a thing.
Someone test that, please. Okay,
I think it's ESS
really
left up.
Position on Naboo. I was really scared he was gonna get hit. So you want to be a little bit on the right, looking for 2 damage. But that was a lot. Oh, he's not clipping? Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes if you don't hold right long enough and you hit the hook shot just a little bit early there because you're getting a little spooked, you won't clip. Which can actually be worse than just grinding into her for a little bit.
Is CMA getting good RNG or bad RNG? I see you guys saying this RNG.
It's... I think he's been getting, from what I've seen, he's been getting kind of trolled.
Yeah, okay, so they caught up quite a bit. I think Statue Climb and Naboo cutscene skip actually made him catch up something like 40 seconds over. And CMA is now entering the 2nd phase.
Second phase is not RNG dependent. She'll always shoot 3 of the same shots. As long as you haven't damaged her enough.
Okay, and it looks like it's going just fine. Oh, and it looks like Fig is not going to be able to hit on this one. So a little bit of a troll RNG movement. Okay, better luck here, and the shot was really fast after, so he didn't lose as much as I thought. Come on, shoot! Oh, okay, what you just saw on Fig's side is like, sometimes they'll just stop and decide that they still want to move a little bit before they start shooting, which is really trolly and will lose you some more time.
Yeah, usually you lose a lot of at RNG in the fight. The double! The only thing better than the double is the triple. But doubles are a lot more common.
I heard you can get them on second phase too, but I barely have ever seen any of them.
I've gotten doubles quite a bit, but I think I've only gotten one triple in my life.
On second phase?
No, I'm, first phase there. Second phase is always going to be the 3 shots.
But sometimes she can stay at the same spot.
In the same plot, yeah.
Again, but it's very...
As long as she's not going across the way, she doesn't really waste much time on.
So you just saw Fig using his hook shot just before just after the shooting. So you're not supposed to be able to damage Twin Rovad with anything else than deflecting her powers with the Mirror Shield. So there will be a dodging animation, and this actually makes her move faster to her next position.
So, well, it does look like CMA does have a bit of a lead. CMA's end of the run is going to be a lot more bomb tight. I believe Fig has quite a few more bombs to play around with there. If he gets bad rock luck, CMA might be at a very big disadvantage.
True. Does he need to get more bombs, or can he actually make it?
He can complete the run right now.
Okay.
I believe he's got 9 bombs right now. He'll use 3 of them in Forest, so he'll have 6 entering Gayman's Castle. So if he does Staircase Hover, it's bomb perfect. But if he does the Mega Side Hop, then he'll have an extra 2 for either the Super Slide or for Rock Trolls.
And I don't know when CMA did his split for Spirit Temple. Was it touching Blue Orb?
I believe it was touching Blue Orb. Based on the time it is now on his run, it would have to have been touching Blue Warp.
Okay, so I believe both runners are 2 minutes apart right now, which sounds correct.
All it takes is one Rock Troll in the endgame, though, and CMA might not have the bombs to go for Void Warp again, and Void Warp saves 2 minutes, so... After CMA's last race, though, he's no stranger to walking down the tower and fighting Ganon the slow way as well. I believe he ran out of bombs his last race as well, so...
Oh, okay. That happened to Brad, too. It's a pretty scary situation if the race is tight.
Yeah, the only other alternatives to get bombs in the rest of the run would be from the Beamos, which is a decent chance, but they take a bomb to kill. Or
50,
a 1 in 16 chance, I believe, from an Octorock and Force.
Yeah, but no one ever goes for that Octorock, besides Valley, of course.
Yeah, with both runners being on VC, the Super Slide, if he had to give up one of the 2 things, the Void Warp is going to save more time. On N64, I'm not sure what the difference would be because an extra, what would be 30 seconds on VC in that fight adds up to like another 30, 40 seconds maybe because of the lag.
And CNA's first Stalfos fight went really, really clean. He was using a strat that he actually tries to force the Stalfos to hit him by targeting them. Oh, what happened? Fig just died in the instant
rolled off.
forest.
I think he was a frame late there.
I think he went for the fast movement. Yeah, he did, and actually got hit by the wall post.
Oh, Fig over there, yeah.
I think he's not too unhappy about it, because now he has a lot more health. He could have gotten health in a pot, but right now he has 3 hearts, so I guess there is that. And you see CMA being in the block room. So he's going to have to use ground jumps to be able to climb over those blocks. Usually you would need
no strength upgrade.
Yeah, and you would need to push them around the room to actually solve the puzzle.
Although this is a lot faster than solving the puzzle, so even if we had a strength upgrade, I'm pretty sure both runners here would still be using their bombs to get over top of these blocks.
Impossible jump will look really, really, really edgy.
As long as you get the jump there done, though, that's all that really matters.
Fig is in the first Alpha's fight, while CMA is going to be entering.
Yeah, it's just the strange movement in that hallway there. Side hopping to the right is just to skip some Navi text boxes. The text trigger for those areas does not extend the entire width of the room, so you can actually avoid the text boxes by just going around them.
So we saw CMA grabbing a heart at the beginning of the fight because he entered the Stalfos fight with 2 hearts, and 2 hearts is the damage that is dealt by 1 jump slash of a Stalfos. So you don't want to be in this position. Oh,
If you were to die here, you're going to lose about 4 minutes.
Strategic decision of taking that heart. And a really solid run overall from CMA.
Yeah, despite what his looks say, his run is still no slouch at all.
And Fig had a really, really good hover boost. Hookshot the perfect spot and then got it 1 pause. Setting up his angle before the ladder. And CMA is good for 5 minutes of cutscenes. Let's see, Fig's jump. And he makes it really nice.
No one has patched either version of theirs today. Both versions are vanilla.
So it's not a really hard one to perform, but it's just that if you miss it, it costs you a lot of time first, and it costs you at least 1 more bomb.
Yeah, normally you fall down and you have to do both of them, but sometimes I think if you clip through the inside, you might land in a slightly more beneficial spot.
And Fig also entering the fight with 2 hearts, grabs 1 more.
Yeah, getting 1 heart here doesn't waste much time because the Skulltula kind of, the Stalfos kind of starts in the middle, and you have to wait for him to...
Okay, he's grabbing 1 more just to not be killed by a jump slash.
Yeah, you never know sometimes when you're fighting one Stalfos, the other guy every now and again. Normally they let you kind of have a one-on-one fight, but every now and again you'll get unlucky and the other guy will try to come in for a third party.
Yeah, there was talks in chat about what is the pace of CMA. He's a minute 30 behind PB, and his PB is 116.07.
So both runners, yeah, about the same time behind their PBs. It's just CMA's PB is slightly higher, but CMA has been going for riskier strats apart from opting out of Nibiru Knuckle Skip. And that was probably just because of his bomb count.
And it's still 2 minutes apart, so Fig managed to keep it really, really close on the fourth segment. If you want to go grab yourself a coffee or whatsoever, this is your time.
Yeah, I mean, that'll have to be a quick coffee. CMA's only got, you know, a minute and a half probably of cutscenes left here, I think.
So that's the cutscene that you will actually get offered the light arrows by Zelda. And that was the entire point of getting the Zelda lullabies, so that you could get magic to be able to shoot them. And also, this cutscene is supposed to be triggered when you completed all of the dungeons that you have to as an adult.
Yeah.
But the game actually only checks for Shadow and Spirit, so that's the reason why it was the only 2 completed dungeons, sorry. But temples works too.
All temples are dungeons, but not all dungeons are temples.
Is that how like all shrines are dungeons, but not all dungeons are shrines in Breath of the Wild?
Sure.
I don't have an opinion.
Yeah, I don't know that much about Breath of the Wild speedruns, other than they like to put their shield down and go flying.
The Temple of Time is a dungeon. Thought so I would have a tendency to say no, as you imply it.
I think it was going to be. They had some stuff they were working on for it, but then they just decided not to.
You could see it as a puzzle to actually find dot skip, but that's a little far-fetched.
Alright, I believe that's the last text box of the light arrow cutscene, just finishing up right now. The CMA will be back into the exciting world of Zelda gameplay, as opposed to the not so exciting world of Zelda cutscene.
And what he's going to do next is trigger a cutscene.
Luckily, the next couple cutscenes aren't very long. They just show getting to Ganon's castle and then the bridge being formed. I always think the bridge cutscene is longer than it really is, and I like zone out mashing on it, and then I'll like be hitting C up when I get control of Link again.
Can we get more cutscenes? Yeah, of course, don't worry. There will be Ganondorf intro fight, there will be Ganondorf death, there will be Ganon intro.
Yeah, don't you worry your pretty little face. We got more cutscenes coming your way.
So the Rainbow Road is now open for CMA, and he's going to be entering Ganon's Tower. You can start arguing if it's a temple, a dungeon, or whatsoever. I don't have an opinion. In Ganon's Tower, there is smaller versions of the dungeons that Link has completed as an adult, and you would technically need to complete all of these to be able to get on the on the middle part, which is...
The thing about these is they require you have a lot of the items that you got from those temples to beat them. And since we didn't do many of those, it looks like CMA is going to be opting for the Mega Side Hop strat here just because of his bomb count.
Yeah, he paused on the very last frame he could, so that was a bit clutchy, but he made it.
That Mega Side Hop there, you don't have that many frames to hit pause.
And so the idea is that there's a whole, how do you say that? There's a whole wall, and actually...
Yeah, there's a barrier kind of blocking, but it only goes so high.
Yeah, and so with that hovering that you just saw CMA doing, then he was able to hit this loading zone higher up than the actual little fence that blocks you. And he has 5 bombs, so he has 2 spare. Does he? I think so.
I've been impressed with CMA's Stalfos and Lizard fights. They were both, like, the Lizards were incredibly clean. To get both Lizards to come in and get both hits with the charged orange spin, and then both with the power card stab, like, really quickly without... Neither one of the dinos backed off at all. Like, he just was able to, like, walk right in after and card stab them there. And a lot of the time they'll, you know, kind of fake like they're going forward, but then they don't.
A little bit of a scary moment for CMA here with double knuckles.
CMA with an old boy strat there for sure. Going all the way up to the wall to get a position. But yeah, if that's what he needs to comfortably kill them both.
Oh, and Fig is going for the hovering strat.
Alright, we'll see. No Hess here. I'm not surprised CMA opts out of the Hess to impress. With his bomb count where it is, he really, you know, doesn't want to... Actually, 5 bombs at this point in the run is actually pretty okay, but...
Yeah, and we just saw Fig using a different technique of trial skip, which is just hovering over 2 bombs, and then a backflip will make you hit the load to get inside of the tower.
And despite how good you play, no matter how hard you try, you cannot control the RNG of the rocks coming down at the end. And I mean, I personally lost a PB to that early this morning to getting rock trolled. It can happen. There's nothing you can really do. It just happens.
There's a time that you're aiming at Void Warp and you're just waiting for a bomb to explode, and before that bomb explodes, you get hit by something else, it will knock you off your position.
And sometimes if you get really unlucky, the rock that's coming down above you is a quick rock, not one of the ones that take a while to come down. And from the time it has a shadow to the time that you could possibly maybe try to crawl up and dodge it, you're already being hit, so... Ooh, Fig missing the white knuckle.
Dying to the knuckles. Oh,
yeah, I hate to see it.
Heavy time loss. So he's just gonna be back at the beginning of the tower.
Yeah, you do the save point for Ganon's castle is separate once you've beaten trials compared to if you were to die outside of the trials, or outside where the trials are. So. You don't lose that much time, you don't have to do trial skip again, but it does waste quite a bit of time to run back up the tower.
CMA got a really, really clean fight on Ganondorf.
Yeah, no second random troll hit back, because sometimes I can catch some runners off guard if Ganondorf decides to hit back the shot a second time.
And CMA is gonna go for Void Warp right after that little cutscene.
This is where we were all worried when he got right into that Shadow Temple warp without picking up that heart, because that heart does offer you a lot of safety here.
Fig going for the Hex to impress.
Fig with the bomb count here to use on the bombs.
And he gets it. Really nice. I don't really know how
nice
much that saves.
Nice and clean, tight to the wall too. Sometimes it can be hard to keep that Hess tight to the wall without overdoing it.
Okay, so it's gonna be scary time for CMA right now after these couple text boxes. And if you really like cutscene, then Fig is in the intro of Ganondorf.
Yeah, luckily he's not, compared to all the other cutscenes you've recently just watched before this, it's a much shorter cutscene and a little more animated too. Things are actually happening. He's playing you a little ditty on his piano there, so a little more interesting than Light Arrow cutscene.
Looks like CMA's Void Warp just went fine. He went really safe by not jump slashing early there. Jump slashing actually makes you fall faster, but it's not totally necessary, especially on VC. You can just drift yourself for a while there. And he has half a heart, so he could die from...
Yeah, if he got hit by any one of the falling rocks. Those rocks are predictable where those ones will come down.
I'm
but
surprised he didn't go for a Light Arrow.
Every now and again, Zelda will push you into them if you've got bad movement.
Okay, so we have collapse cutscene on CMA's side, but Fig is now fighting Ganondorf, so let's see how it goes. Oh, the double quick spin, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about there. Every now and again, that's that shot there, and if you've already mentally moved on to the next steps of killing them, it can be a little bit hard to react in time and get another quick spin off. That's generally why I quit my light arrows right after I have it get back to him there, and that's kind of how I check to see if he's gonna be a dick or not. CMA saying in his own chat he's losing because no kiss.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure that's how the tournament rules work, but
he didn't get the kiss, but he didn't even go for using the Light Arrow to actually skip the Zelda animation. I guess it's not as
the animation's still there,
it
just avoids the purple glow that she has to raise the door.
Yeah, it's very important on N64 because the pinky one actually is a lot more laggy than the Light Arrow animation. Okay, CMA getting the super slide into Ganon's fight, so he's going to be keeping his Master Sword.
Dotso apparently has VC crashed pulling light arrows at that door there, so maybe there's a reason not to go for it.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Sad boy in the chat right there.
Ooh, Scary Rock really close to Fig when he started setting up. And let's see how it goes. It looks just fine. Okay.
Yeah, no rocks hovering above us.
I haven't seen any rock troll in any race so far. Or maybe I missed a couple.
I think I've seen one, but as long as you're aware you're gonna get rock trolled, you can try to save it and crawl back up and just take a little bit of damage. Fig going for what's known as the double kiss here, gets one little smooch there, and he'll get another one at the top of the stairs. It's kind of your reward for swag strats for Zelda.
I didn't know you could get pushed by Zelda.
I like that strat right there, I really do.
And CMA is in the last phase of Ganon. Okay, went a little wrong on the coming back, but still doesn't get hurt. He just needs to not get hit, and everything should be fine. Okay. And that's GG. It seems so. It's not time yet, but
Yeah.
it looks like it's GG.
Yeah, short of a... I've never seen a BC crash at this point in the run when you're just trying to get in the last input, but...
And I think this is gonna be race world record. And congratulations,
Yeah,
CMA.
if he had split on time in his splits, I think he had a 1:17.18, which is about 30 seconds faster than Fig's PB almost. So it's, you
Yeah,
know...
and race world record was from Bono, which was 17:42.
And the official SL time is a 17:21, so GG CMA. Fastest time of the tourney so far.
I think that's faster than Bono's time too. That's the fastest time in the tournament, I believe.
Yeah, it's a race world record for No I Am Wrong one.
And the thing too, he didn't even do Naboo Knuckle Skip or a few other things that save about 30 seconds.
Oh, Fig in a scary situation, misses the first super slide. Okay, he
Needs to
gets
get
the
this
second one.
Yeah, actual race world record is a 1:16.01, but for the tournament here, that is a race.
I'm sorry then. My bad.
Oh, I guess Valiant's actually the one with the race record during the relay race.
Note that Valiant started 10 seconds early during the relay, because he can't read a timer.
Shots fired. But I guess you can get away with a few things like that when you're the world record holder. People let it slide.
And now people wonder why he's the world record holder.
Maybe he also split 10 seconds late at the end if he can't figure out how to use a clock.
I mean, yeah, in the end he wasted 30 seconds to not finding the right channel to do the exclamation mark done, so...
Oh, there you go. Problem solved.
So just so Fig going for the jump flashes and damage, which is a little different than the crouch style that CMA was using.
A little bit faster too, but a little bit risky. Maybe not riskier, but a little, just a bit more difficult.
Okay, and it looks like everything went just fine. It's gonna be just over 120.
That means I need to bring my PB down by about 3 minutes to stand a chance against Fig.
And Fig is making it last longer. What are you doing?
Is he going for a specific time?
I don't know. He's trying to
looking at the dangly jaw.
Oh, going for ISD. And this is GG. 120.30 something.
120.34. GG!
That was an incredibly solid run from CMA. Very, very few mistakes. And really fast. Most
I'm trying to think of an actual big mistake that he made.
Oh, he retried Spirit BK like 3 times.
Yeah, the Spirit BK I think was his only real big mistake. And I think he kind of messed up the Anubis room a bit by cooking that bomb a little bit too much. But other than those two things there, I'm strapped to think of something that I would, call more than a 5-second mistake.
Hey, Fig.
Yeah.
What's up?
So, Fig, it's confirmed that Fig03 is faster than Fig02.
Indeed. Yeah. I'll have to make sure I'm on my ult next time.
Yeah, they're up against a really solid time from CMA, so no shame.
Yeah. I would have had to PB, actually, to even win, so I'm not upset in the slightest.
Yeah, he played really,
GG
really
him.
solid.
Yeah,
Besides
it was.
a couple mistaken spirit, it was almost perfect.
Yeah, it was very weird. I don't even know what happened with the statue climb. I might have pressed shield too early. I don't know. It's strange.
I think too early would not clip.
Normally
Yeah, I don't know,
too
like,
early
too
and
late.
you go flying backwards.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard
Because
the
I did
shield.
that in my recent run.
Yeah, I heard the shield press, and there's no way I was late because that's like 15 frames or something ridiculous.
7 frames.
Yeah,
but,
it's 7.
Yeah, it's too
but
many.
still, that's like, you
too
know,
many.
that's like a third of a second, which is like a long time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that and the Iron Knuckle death were really it.
Oh,
Yeah, the
that's
Iron Knuckle
true.
was unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
You and CMA both going for the same strat too, going all the way up to the door.
Yeah, the stab thing. Well, yeah, that was GG to CMA, and thanks for having me. I don't know who I'm up against next. Is it
Me.
known yet?
Do you
you-
have-
You're
against
against
Mopsy.
Mopsy, yeah.
So you'll probably win that one.
So, since we have both of you here, and that's a perfect opportunity, can I please get some smack talking? Come on, give it to me. I need it.
I'm
Give me
good.
some love.
I'm going down.
You're going down. You're not doing that right, Mopsy.
I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right because I can read PBs. I mean,
Did you-
I
You guys
botched
have
like a
like 5-minute
121
difference
today,
in
but
PBs or something like that.
I botched a 121 today, but like I need to. That's still not better than what Fig did with some mistakes this run. So I'm gonna need to play pretty much perfect to beat Fig, and he's gonna need to screw some stuff up.
We'll see.
Okay,
Hopefully he keeps winning.
Greg with the racist racist comment at the end of the race. Good job, Greg.
Mubsy is Canadian. He can't smack talk. It's true.
Alrighty. So, as I mentioned before, there's a lot more coming up on ZSR today. Next up, in around 30 minutes, is the Breath of the Wild any % weekly. That's kind of bonkers. So, if you never saw a Breath of the Wild any % run in the past 5 months, you don't want to miss that, because that shit is borderline crazy now. You're just like jumping on your shield and flying across the world. It's like a world tour on a shield. So yeah, if you want to check that out, be back again in 30 minutes, and in around 90 minutes, so right after Breath of the Wild, you'll have another match from round 2, which will be Judo Gerudo against Bonnaroo, and that will be commentated, actually, I believe, by Greg and... Oh, by Greg and... Actually, we'll do just a 3-way with Greg, Mutant, and Mopsy. Go, go, go. Unless Mopsy wants to drop out, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm fine to do it, but if they want to double it up, I'm fine with letting them steal the spotlight too. Whatever works for me.
I just said 3-way. Greg is already thirsty, so you need to join us.
Oh, okay. Well, then we gotta do it two-way.
Yep. Alright, that's going to be at 3:15 EST, 8:15 UTC, and I hope you'll be back in half an hour. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you soon. Thanks again, by the way, Arthur and Mopsy for doing comms. I forgot.
No problem at all. Anytime.
No problem.
Always a pleasure.
Cool. Thanks everyone, and later.
Take
Yes,
care.
sir.
That was the wrong person to raid, because I'm dumb. So, let's do it like this.